All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Well, I got a burr under my saddle.
We talk, you listen.
Somebody that's going to take an innocent life is not mentally insane.
You know them.
Time to nut up or shut up.
You love to hate them.
It's the Denton and Sasquatch Show.
Can I bring my AR-15 next time?
Sure.
Yes.
This place is half talk show, half weird daycare. I love it.
You can't handle the truth.
Hello and welcome once again to the Denton and Sasquatch Show. Two guys trying to make sense of this crazy, wacky world. My name is Sasquatch. I'm in California. Then we got Denton. He's in Alabama. How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm fine. I've got this crazy world figured out, and we'll get to my go-to statement at the end of the show. And you know what it's going to be.
I'm sure we will.
And I'm cold here. It's in the 30s in Alabama.
Really? 71 right now.
Bite me.
Well, that's in the house. It's probably a little colder. Probably in the 60s outside.
60s, still. 60s are good. Lower 40s, 30s, anywhere. Before the winter's over, it's going to be in the 20s and teens. And, it's kind of cold.
Welcome to Weather Talk with Denton and Sasquatch.
So how's the weather there? Y'all getting rain, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. It's been raining for 2-3 days straight, pretty much.
Man, that's bad news for Los Angeles.
I'm expecting to see an arc come down the street.
Liberals coming to the boat, 2 by 2.
That's why we have guns.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's 3 days now, and it's supposed to rain one more day tomorrow, so we're getting a lot more water here than we normally do. And the best part about it is California has no way to catch it.
Burned all your trees down, did you?
So, well, no, I mean, we haven't built any new dams or ways to catch and hold water for over 50 years here.
Well, that'd be kind of handy for Los Angeles to be able to hold and contain water.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
But they've been too busy spending money on illegals and homeless people and stupid stuff to build anything new to catch water, so it all just goes right out into the ocean.
That sounds like kind of a waste of good fresh water.
Yes, it is.
So you've been driving around or anything on it?
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, I was driving home from Hot Nursey's house last night. The water on the freeway was pooling. I mean, normally the water goes off because it doesn't rain that much, but I mean, it's been raining for literally almost 3 days now, so there's nowhere for the water to go. So, I don't know, a couple of years ago, I hydroplaned on the freeway. Spun around about 5 times, ran into the girl next to me, hit the center divider. That was fun. So I'm really cautious now when it's raining really heavy and that long, because I don't want to crash.
Well, I asked because I remember back when I drove trucks, whenever it starts sprinkling out there, people would go from normal driving to, oh my gosh, we're going to die. It's more like they go from bad driving to worse driving when it rains. Yeah, well, you don't know bad driving. Go to San Jose. Gosh, that was the only time I thought I was going to probably kill somebody is because I was driving an 80,000 pounds of vehicle. I'm not going to die, but some of these people I thought were going to die. But you're coming from Hot Nursey's house, were you?
Yes, I was.
Well, how about that?
I feel a Hot Nursey question coming on.
You were at one point. Okay, you were dating Hot Nursey, and we discussed this at a show one time, I think. There's a interstate that kind of ends, and it goes into a secluded place. It's gated. Yes,
the magical world of here in California that nobody knows about.
Yes. Whatever happened to her?
Well, I ended up having to break it off with her.
Well, it's better than breaking off in her, but okay.
Why did I break it off with her?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I met her and Hot Nursey at just about the exact same time, like a week apart from each other. So I was dating both of them at the same time, but I decided that I liked Hot Nursey a lot. So it wouldn't be fair to the other one. You know, I'm not the player guy, you know, that has to date a bunch of women. I did that when I was younger. I'm over that. So I ended up having to break it off with the other one. Although, you know, I felt kind of bad because she was a really nice girl, but she just didn't move me the way Hot Nursey does.
Well, it's kind of a shame, It's too bad you're not a Mormon.
I don't think so.
So how did that happen? How did you break it off?
I mean, no, Mormons are cool. I just don't want to wear the special underwear.
The magic underwear.
Yes, the magic underwear.
Okay. We got to have Mitt Romney on the show someday to explain the magic underwear. But how did you break it off? How did it happen? Yes, I'm being very nosy.
Well, I sort of knew I was going to. I just was looking for the opportune time. And I was at her house one night, and we're sitting there watching a movie or something, TV, whatever. And she's in the bathroom, and she comes out, and out of the blue, she says, "So I was just curious, are you dating anybody else?" And it was like a baseball hat to the side of, or baseball bat to the side of my head. She threw me for a loop. I wasn't ready for that question because I didn't expect her to come out of the bathroom and ask that. So I did what any guy would do, and I lied. I mean, really, I'm not the type of person that would normally lie, but I was so flustered by the question. My first response was just, "No, are you?" And so
there's a lesson to be learned there for the ladies who are listening to the show. Really, I mean, seriously. I think the guys come out of the womb. If you abruptly ask them a question, they're going to immediately lie.
Well, yeah, and it's not because we want to lie to you. It's because we're stalling for time.
Exactly.
Here's another little secret for and this works for guys, girls, anybody. But if you're arguing with somebody or in sort of a heated thing, and you ask them a question and they repeat that question back to you, they're stalling for time.
They are.
Like, why did you go over there last night if you didn't want to see her? Well, why did I go over there last night if I didn't want to see her? See, that gives me like 10 seconds to think of my answer.
Yeah, but it doesn't work because you're talking. Your brain is worried about talking, and it's not going to be thinking about the answer.
Oh, no, I've mastered being able to think while I'm talking.
Oh, man, you're a good liar. But, that is just so typical. Do you know why I pulled you over? No. Why did you pull me over?
Yeah.
you know damn well you was doing 25 over the speed limit. That couldn't possibly be why he pulled you over. Are you seeing somebody else? No, of course not.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Well, the end of that story is I ended up going back over to her house the next day, and I didn't let it last too long. We said our pleasantries or whatever, and I said, "Hey, you remember yesterday when you asked me if I was seeing anybody?" And she says, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I kind of lied." The look on her face.
What was a shock? Really?
Yeah, her jaw kind of dropped, and she got the big eyes, and
well, that was a lie.
And then I explained to her. I said, "Look, I didn't lie to lie to you. I wasn't going to make this a big lie and date both of you and this kind of stuff." I said, I didn't know what to say because you just hit me upside the head with that question. I said, "So I have to be honest with you." I said, "I am seeing somebody else." And I said, "And I believe that I want to see her, and that means I can't see you anymore." And she just had that jaw drop on the floor.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, if that girl was older than 12, okay, she's already figured out guys, and she knew it was a lie to begin with.
No, she was a little naive, I think.
So she was 14, you pervert.
Yeah, that's right. No, I felt really bad because she was a really nice girl. I mean, there was nothing wrong with her. She was pretty, fun to be around, was really nice. But she just... I didn't have a feeling like I do for Hot Nursey. Like, first moment I saw Hot Nursey, I thought, this might be the one. So, with her, I just, I don't know, there just wasn't something there. So, I told her, and she said, "Oh, well, this makes it even harder on me because you actually came to tell me this." And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean? Of course I was going to come tell you." She's like, "Oh, well, most guys would have just texted me and said, I don't want to see you anymore." And I was like, "Really? That's kind of terrible."
Well, hopefully Hot Nursey is going to listen to this episode, and she's going to hear all these secrets, and then she's going to own you.
No, see, that's the thing about Hot Nursey. There are no secrets. I've told her everything about my life. In fact, I got a text from that girl that I was dating, and I showed it to Hot Nursey. I said, "Look, so there's no secrets. So you open my phone one day and this happens to be pulled up. I don't want you to go, well, what is this? So I just want you to see." And it had the reply that I replied back to her.
Man, what did Hot Nursey say?
She said, well, thank you for being honest.
I'll put ptomaine poisoning into your food done next week. Yeah.
She has made me dinner quite a few times, and I'm not dead, so.
Well, okay then. Anyway, Hot Nursey, if you're listening to the show, well, you got an honest one, except for when he's lying.
I have not lied to Hot Nursey, and I have no reason to lie to her.
Until she abruptly asks you a question, and then your go-to answer is going to be a lie.
Maybe a stretch of the truth, but not a lie.
But you'll come clean later. The next day, you'll tell her the truth. All right. Hey, what do you want to talk about? I mean, and by the way, we had a request for a human story.
Oh, yeah?
And so there's your human story, people. We are human.
Yeah, we're not automated.
No, not at all. So, all right. Hey, what do you got for us this week?
Oh, well, speaking of liars, I guess we could talk about this. You ever heard of the Center for Immigration Studies?
No.
This is a group. They're an activist group, basically, like a lot of the other ones. And basically, they study immigration, whether it's good or bad. And they tell the truth. They don't skew things to the left or the right or anything. They just put out what figures they get. So they're pretty good about that. Center for Immigration Studies, one of the most prominent groups advocating for stricter immigration, went to court Wednesday to try to get its hate label revoked.
They're hateful?
No, somebody else said they were hateful. Take a wild guess who?
Somebody who doesn't like figures.
Southern Poverty Law Center.
No way.
Yep. The group demanded a judge order the Southern Poverty Law Center to stop labeling it as a hate group. They also said that Southern Poverty, let's say that 3 times fast, Poverty Law Center accusations of racist and anti-immigrant are not only wrong, but they have cost the nonprofit support and financial backing by scaring away people from doing business with the center, the Washington Times reports. My big question here is, why, not why, but who ever said the Southern Poverty Law Center is the end-all, be-all of who is hate group and who is not?
Well, the liberals, the media, and the establishment, because they speak what those 3 things want to hear.
Well, exactly, but that's the problem. Most people, the Southern Poverty Law Center said that, it must be true, only because the media has gone with it. But they are really nobody. They're just an activist group, just like the Center for Immigration Studies. They're just 2 of the same things. The only thing is,
not really. The SPLC, it's easier to say than Southern Poverty Law Center. SPLC is extremely radical left-wing. They think the American Family Association, they just support family values. You know, they say they're a hate group.
Well, yeah.
That's how crazy they are.
But, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just two different ends of the spectrum. But it's not like one is a government agency or one is, anointed by God, the SPLC. It's just, they're just a group. So why does everybody listen to them?
Because they're told to.
Well, I know that. But what I'm saying...
That's the only answer.
What I'm saying is, who are they to decide who is a hate group and who is not? That would just be like, hey, Sasquatch wants to decide who is a hate group and who's not. And everybody has to listen to what I say.
You're not supported by those people.
Well, that's true.
Now, who says Snopes is the end all to tell the truth? And they're not.
Well, that's the truth. That's true also. I mean, they very... In fact, it was today or yesterday I looked at something on there, and they totally lied about what they said. So. Oh,
yeah. The only time I look at Snopes is to prove them wrong, which is not hard.
No. Well, I mean, it was started by a husband and wife
commie bunch
team. Yeah, they're basically liberals or commies, whichever way you want to look at it. So anyways, I hope the Center for Immigration Studies definitely gets the win on that one in court. We had one other thing. Where'd it go? Here it is. Have you ever heard of a gentleman by the name of David Rubin?
Absolutely not.
Probably you wouldn't, because he is a former mayor of Shiloh, Israel.
Shiloh, that's a song. Yeah.
Yes. Mr. Rubin told Tucker Carlson on Fox News the amount of rapes and murders in southern Tel Aviv skyrocketed between 2010 and 2012, a time period when 55,000 illegal immigrants entered the country. After the Israeli government built a steel wall between the border of Egypt and Israel in 2016, only 11 illegal immigrants entered the country.
So walls work.
Yes, they work. And then they raised the height of the wall an additional several feet in 2017. There were 0 illegal immigrants that made it into Israel because of that.
Well, exactly how high was that wall?
I'm not sure. I'm looking at a picture of it. It looks about 20 feet.
Okay, because I think Trump's wall is supposed to be 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking I've fallen that far and survived. And
Yeah.
walked away, believe it or not. And so if you can survive the fall from the top,
Well,
build it higher.
I'm looking at a picture of it, and the great thing is on the side where you would have to drop in, it's like a cement curb. So you're jumping onto cement unless you jump out maybe 5 feet, and then you might hit dirt. But that makes the fall, harder anyways if you jump out. So it's a pretty good design they got going on over there in Israel.
yeah. Well, Israel is fighting for their lives.
Well,
Here we're fighting for our lives too, but it's a much slower death if we don't do something. And the liberals will not let us build a wall that will harm people jumping off of it.
Well, and one of their big things is, the wall just doesn't work. And just like the Southern Poverty Law Center, they're just saying that. They don't have any proof that a wall won't work. They're just saying it, and some people seem to believe it. But, I mean, this story right here proves that walls work because they went from, 55,000 illegal immigrants to 11, and then built the wall even higher and went to 0.
Yeah. Now, I know Israel's a small country, and our country's bigger, and our border that we can put a wall on, it's going to be a lot longer than what Israel has to worry about. And yes, the wall will not stop by itself. I was having this discussion with somebody at work the other day. He says, walls don't work. Yes, they do. Well, you can go over them. Yes, you can. You can go under them. Yes, you can, but you have radar penetrating devices or ground penetrating radar. You can find the tunnels and you can blow them up and anybody in it. It's great.
Well, you know what, though? You should have asked the guy. You should have said, okay, well, why do you lock your car then? Or your front door to your house? Just leave them open. They don't work. People can kick in the door. They can pick your lock.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. But the wall is it's kind of a deterrent, but if nothing else, it slows people down. Yes, if you don't do anything with that portion of the wall, people will figure out how to get over it. But it slows them down, and it gives our guys, our Border Patrol agents, the opportunity to go and get them.
Yeah, and not only that, I've said this for a while now, that even if the wall doesn't stop everybody, the wall is actually a statement, and it says no more. That's what the wall says.
Yeah.
No more. We're not taking this anymore.
And it will stop the lazy folks.
The lazy people from South America.
Well, look here, I'm telling you, if I was to walk from Guatemala to America and I saw this 20-foot wall, okay, I don't mind walking so much, but I've learned that gravity sucks. Okay, I'd say, okay, I'm going home.
And,
those are the people, at least those people will turn around and go home.
For a poor and impoverished few countries over there, a lot of those people are fat, too. So I don't think they're going to be climbing the wall very easily.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those pictures. It's like, really? You're economic refugees? You're feeding pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying anything. We got plenty of fat Americans, too. I'm just saying that either way.
But we ain't walking to no other country.
Yeah.
We may waddle to another country one day, but we ain't going to walk.
All right. Well,
All right.
I'm going to acquiesce to you because we are 18 minutes in. So I know you got some good stuff. So give it to us.
Well, I'm just going to kind of speed the stuff up because this is Wednesday, and I know people have got to work and everything. So we're going to go to, this is from Breitbart. Go figure. Representative Mo Brooks, Republican from Alabama. He's not my representative, but this cat's pretty cool. He says Democrat strategy of importing a permanent underclass of welfare-dependent foreign-born voters will transform America into the left-wing sanctuary state of yours.
California. Yep.
Yes. He's saying that the Democrats have seen how mass immigration affects political power, regardless of their ability to support themselves in our country. That say, just get them over here, we'll feed them, and they'll vote Democrat. Hopefully, from the Democrat vantage point, immigrants will be dependent on welfare, which as soon as possible, as soon as they can be registered to vote, turns them into Democrat voters. And they hope to do the same thing they've done to California to the rest of the country. And quite frankly, it's a pretty smart strategy on the part if the goal is political power. And we do know that is the case. So Mo Brooks from Alabama, he's nailed it. The Democrats do not want to secure the border because they know these people are going to come across the border because they think that the Democrats are the reason they're coming across the border. And when they get there, the Democrats are the reason why they're getting free stuff, and so they're going to be immediately Democrat voters.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that we have to have a representative from Alabama to spell this out?
Well, props to him for spelling it out, but at the same time, a lot of people have been saying the same thing. I mean, I've been saying that forever too, but at least he's getting heard.
But not as much as Mitch McConnell or what's the other cat's name? You got Mitch McConnell, the Senator, the homo. Lindsey Graham.
The turtle?
Yeah. Why does it take somebody from a representative from Alabama that if anybody knows where Alabama's at, they make fun of it? Okay. Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell should be painting this on the walls in D.C. every time they talk on the news. They should be making this perfectly clear.
Well, and I've been saying this for a long time, too, because Republicans want the cheap labor of illegal immigration. Not all, but some.
The thing about it is Democrat. Yeah, I hear that all the time. But guess what? Democrats, liberals, how much is Nancy Pelosi worth? Maxine Waters worth? I mean, these people are worth a lot of money.
Well,
how much? All the people who are Democrats that throw money at the Democrat Party that are multimillionaires. Well, and they always say, well, it's the rich Republicans. Bullshit.
Well, yeah, they try to paint the Republicans as being rich, out of touch, but they're exactly the same way. They're making money off the illegals, too. I mean, I'm sure they have their grimy little paws in agriculture in some way or another. So, I mean, not only are they getting the votes, but they're also making money off of them.
I firmly believe that all of them are establishment, and they are getting money off of destroying this country.
Well, yeah, and a lot of people are saying, oh, well, this is Trump and the Republicans fighting the Democrats. And I say, no, this is Trump fighting the Democrats and Republicans, because neither of them want a wall. If they did, if they did, we'd have one.
Yeah, and I 100% agree. But the thing about it is, guess what? It's not just we don't need poor people in this country. Okay, we have poor people in this country. Well, we need somebody to pick our maters. Really? Well, guess what? Everybody that's on welfare can pick a tomato. Okay? It's a geographical problem here. Okay? These people sitting in Detroit who have no job can be relocated to New Mexico or California or Arizona, wherever.
Mm-hmm.
Elvis Presley. He started in Tupelo. He did not start where his family was poor. They relocated for a job. Okay, going to the Southern boy here, and this Southern boy is going to another Southern boy. They didn't start from one place and stay there. They went from one place and went to another place to find it. His dad was looking for a job. That's what it used to be. You went to find a job. Nowadays, you sit your fat ass in one place in your city and expect somebody to do something for you.
Mm.
Okay, but that doesn't happen anymore because we have these cheap people coming across a border who, in the long run, is going to cost us more. But it's not just them that are coming across the border. Did you know that?
Yes, I know it's not them. But before you tell us what you're going to tell us, I want to add something to this.
What?
Well, okay, look, I know a lot of the time we're kind of preaching to the choir here. Most people that listen are probably agree with us, but my real hope is there are people that don't agree with us that listen and we might be able to change their mind for the better. But with that said, if there is anybody out there listening, the liberals and the media lie to you all the time. Case in point, Cesar Chavez. Oh, he was a great protector of illegal immigrants and blah, blah. Lie. Total lie. Go look up. It's called Operation Wetback. I believe it was in the 60s. He helped our federal government with Operation Wetback because he wanted to get rid of illegal aliens.
Operation Wetback was Dwight D. Eisenhower.
There you go. But he wanted to get rid of them because they were taking jobs from immigrants that immigrated here legally. So he was trying to get rid of the illegals. So the immigrants that immigrated here legally could have the jobs. So when they tell you, oh, he was so great, he helped all the illegal immigrants. No, he didn't.
By the way, if you want to argue with Sasquatch over this, you can contact us at our email, which is
DentonandSassShow@gmail.com.
If you want to follow us on our website, which have you posted? Because I haven't.
I have not. I need to get back to doing that.
Yeah, we do. What is that website?
That is DentonandSasquatch.com.
Now, if you want to go where we really hang out, you can go to prepperformance.net, where we discuss preparing for the end of times, which we can see is coming because everything is going to hell in a handbasket. And our names are Denton and Sasquatch. And you can argue with us there. It'll be fun.
Always
but
is.
Guess what?
Yeah.
It ain't just the Guatemalans, the Hondurans, and the Mexicans that's coming across the border.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, we've got the Canadians. They're flooding in. The Swedes, I'm sure they're all coming over.
Some Irishmen.
Yeah, a couple Irish guys probably coming over here to
those damn New Zealanders
steal our whiskey. Yeah. No, who are you speaking of?
This from the WashingtonExaminer.com. Border rancher, we've found prayer rugs out here. It's unreal. Prayer rugs, those damn Presbyterians. This is from Lordsburg, New Mexico. Ranchers and farmers near the U.S.-Mexican border have been finding prayer rugs on their properties in recent months, according to one rancher who asked to remain anonymous for fear of retaliation by cartels. Why cartels? Because the Muslims and the cartels are working together. The mats are pieces of carpet that those of the Muslim faith kneel on as they worship during their unauthorized trek into through the United States. There's a lot of people coming in, not just from Mexico, the rancher said. People, the general public, just don't get the terrorist threats of that. That's what's really scary. We don't know what's coming across. We found prayer rugs out here. It's unreal. It's not just Mexican nationals that are coming across. Now, look here. The first thing I thought of when I'm reading this was, what Muslim is going to leave his prayer rug out in the desert?
Thank you, because that's exactly what I was thinking. I was going to ask you that exact question. Why would they leave them there?
Well, I took about 10 seconds of thinking about this, and I come up with the logical conclusion. Let's say that you hate America. Okay? You are from a place, I don't know, just anywhere in the Middle East where you know that there's that great Satan, America. Okay? And you're going to go there because you're a member of Hamas, Hezbollah, whoever. Okay? And you're going to attack that country. You're going to take your prayer rug so far, eventually you're going to ditch it because you don't want to be seen as a Muslim anymore. Right?
For the time being, yes.
If you got your prayer rug with you, well, we know that you're not from Guatemala.
Yeah, you got to blend in.
Yeah. So the typical Saudi Arabian, most Americans can't tell the difference between a Middle Easterner and somebody from Central America. They're brown. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Detective Denton, very good work.
So you get rid of your prayer rug. You've learned Spanish, okay? And so you ditch your prayer rug. You say your final prayer on your prayer rug. You get rid of it because everybody should know, if you want a secure country, that the Muslims can blend in. They can't become like us. They can act like us. They can even eat pork when they're blending in with us. Okay, they can pretend like they're our friends just as long as they're ready to kill us in the end. Okay, so our totally unsecured border is allowing these people to come in, and one day you're going to wake up and you're going to see the news or read it or whatever about something like 9/11 has happened. Maybe it's going to be one place, maybe it's going to be 10 places at the same time. Maybe you're not going to be able to read anything or see anything because it hit all the power stations.
Well,
So it's a good damn thing that we're not protecting our borders. That way those who hate us, it's not just the poor people who's coming to pick your tomatoes. Okay? We know for a fact it's not a bunch of people, that it's not going to be doctors and lawyers and engineers that's going to be swimming across the river. Okay? It's people that's going to be a drain on our economy, and it's going to be people who want to kill us. So while we're sitting here talking about, Trump should at least start the government back up, and then we'll talk about borders. No, the border is a national emergency. It's a crisis. We got people coming across the border who want to kill us.
Hey, and just earlier I was making fun of, who might be coming across, and I said, you said Irish, I said Swedes, Canadians, blah, 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 whatever. If they come across illegally, any of those people, they need to be booted out too. I just want to say that for the record.
Well, that's a given.
Well, yeah, but most people are going to, some people that hear this be like, oh, you're racist, you don't like brown people. I don't care if they're brown or white or purple. If they're not here legally, they need to go.
No doubt. But one of the things about this, okay, if I were going to boot one or the other out, the Irishman is not going to blow us up. He's going to drain us of whiskey.
And get in fights.
He's going to get in bar fights, and he's going to cause the price of whiskey to go up astronomically. Okay, but he's not going to blow up a nuclear facility. He's not going to do that.
No, he's not. But at the same time, you're not here legally. You need to go. Doesn't matter who you are.
Absolutely. Hey, how much time have we spent?
31 minutes.
Okay, we'll talk about this, the American Taliban, later. This is going to be a little teaser. The next show, we're going to talk about the American Taliban.
Ooh, this should be interesting.
Yes. Did you know there's an American Taliban?
Oh, I've heard from some sources that there is.
You've been to prepperforms.net, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yes, we have a member there who is a staunch liberal who was referring to an American Taliban, and he was talking about them in the same breath as the skinheads and Nazis or white supremacists, that kind of crap. So next show, we're going to go in depth into the American Taliban. I know a lot of you are saying, what in the world is the American Taliban? They're in Afghanistan. Well, guess what? According to one source, they're here, and they're American. That ought to scare the pants off you.
America. Hey, you know what? Speaking of which, too, before we go, Sunday night, a lunar eclipse.
Sunday night?
Yep. Did you know that?
I did not know.
Yeah, full lunar eclipse. I don't know. Google it or something, or go duck it or whatever. It just came to mind. I don't have the information in front of me, but it's supposed to last. From like 9 Eastern time, and then it finishes at like 1 in the morning Eastern time, something like that. So like 6 in my time. I don't know. Just look it up. You'll see it. But full lunar eclipse.
So we're going to be recording during a lunar eclipse.
Yes. You never know what might go wrong.
People, this shows how much we love you. We're going to be recording when we could be outside staring at the moon that you can barely see. Okay, that'd be great.
It may actually mess with our equipment, if you know what I'm talking about. It could do that, and we could have a very interesting show.
So stick around next week if we're going to live that long. Who knows? The establishment's still in full control, so we could be dead. So we're doomed, most likely. So what should we do?
Don't look at the moon and drink up.
We will see y'all come Sunday. Good night.